As the long, hot days of summer begin to fade, a certain magic settles over the garden. The air turns crisp, the light takes on a golden hue, and there's a collective feeling that it's time to start packing away the tools and winding things down for the year. Many gardeners see the end of summer as the end of the season. But what if I told you this isn't an ending at all? What if September is actually the garden's best-kept secret, a second spring brimming with new life and fresh opportunities? September doesn't mean the end of gardening. It's the start of your fall strategy. A fall strategy is so much more than just tossing a few seeds in the ground and hoping for the best. It's a thoughtful, proactive approach that transforms your garden into a year-round source of joy and nourishment. It's about working the changing seasons, not against them. We'll learn how to harness the cooler temperatures and gentler sunlight to grow some of the most flavorful produce of the year. Think sweet, frost-kissed kale, crisp radishes that pack a peppery punch, and tender lettuces that thrive now that the scorching summer heat has passed. This is your chance to extend the growing season, sometimes right up to the first snows, and to feel that incredible satisfaction of harvesting your own food when most other gardens have long gone dormant. It's about creating a garden that gives back not just in the fall, but also sets you up for incredible success next spring. In this comprehensive guide, we're going to walk you through every single step of creating a thriving fall and winter garden. We'll start with the most exciting part: what to plant right now. We'll dive deep into the best cool weather crops, from fast-growing leafy greens like spinach and arugula that can give you a harvest in just a few weeks, to sturdy root vegetables like carrots, beets and turnips that actually get sweeter as the soil cools. We'll give you specific variety recommendations that are proven to perform in autumn conditions, so you can plant with confidence. But planting is only half the equation. We'll also show you exactly how to extend your harvests well beyond the first frost, turning your garden into a resilient food-producing powerhouse. We'll demystify simple but effective techniques like using cold frames, low tunnels, and floating row covers. These simple structures act like personal greenhouses for your plants, protecting them from harsh winds and freezing temperatures, and creating a cozy microclimate that allows them to flourish when they'd otherwise perish. Of course, a successful garden, no matter the season, starts from the ground up. That's why we'll dedicate a whole section to soil preparation. Your summer crops have worked hard and have taken a lot of nutrients from the soil. Now is the perfect time to give back and replenish it. We'll cover the essentials of amending your beds with rich compost and other organic matter, creating a fertile, living foundation for your fall crops and, crucially, setting your garden up for explosive growth next spring. We'll also get strategic with garden planning and crop rotation. This isn't just for commercial farmers. It's a simple, powerful technique any home gardener can use to naturally prevent the buildup of pests and diseases and to manage soil fertility like a pro. We'll show you how to map out your beds to ensure your garden stays healthy and productive year after year. And what about those pesky critters? We'll tackle fall pest and disease management, focusing on organic and sustainable methods to keep your plants healthy without resorting to harsh chemicals. You'll learn to identify and manage common cool weather problems, from aphids on your brassicas to slugs enjoying the damp weather. Finally, we'll guide you through the joys of the fall harvest. We'll teach you the specific techniques for harvesting autumn crops to maximize their flavor and storage life. You'll learn when a carrot is at its sweetest, how to harvest lettuce for a continuous supply, and how to properly cure and store root vegetables to enjoy them all winter long. So grab your gloves and a cup of something warm. It's time to unlock the incredible potential of the autumn garden. Let's get started. Start with spinach, kale, and radishes for quick cool weather crops. Don't forget garlic. Plant it now for next summer's harvest. Build a simple cold frame from recycled windows to keep crops frost-free longer. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and intelligent ways to elevate your garden: companion planting. This isn't just about cramming more plants into a small area, it's about creating a thriving cooperative ecosystem where plants actively help each other grow. By thoughtfully pairing different species, you can naturally deter pests, attract beneficial insects, improve soil health, and of course, maximize every square inch of your garden space. It's like assembling a team where each player has a unique skill that benefits the entire group, resulting in a garden that is more resilient, productive, and beautiful. A classic and highly effective strategy is to use aromatic plants for pest control. Take this pairing of garlic and kale, for example. Members of the allium family, like garlic, onions, and chives, release a strong scent that confuses and repels common pests that love to munch on brassicas like kale, broccoli, and cabbage. Cabbage moths and aphids will have a much harder time finding their favorite meal, meaning less pest pressure on your crops and a healthier harvest for you, all without reaching for a single chemical spray. Companion planting also allows you to manipulate your garden's microclimates. Here we see spinach thriving in the shade cast by taller late-season crops like tomatoes or corn. These taller plants act as a natural sunblock, protecting the heat-sensitive spinach from the intense afternoon sun. This simple trick can extend your harvest of cool-weather greens well into the warmer months. The low-growing spinach also acts as a living mulch, helping to keep the soil cool and moist while suppressing weeds for its taller companion. Another brilliant space-saving technique is intercropping with fast-growing plants. Radishes, for instance, mature in just a few weeks. You can tuck radish seeds into the spaces between slower-growing plants like kale or tomatoes. By the time the larger plants have grown big enough to need that space, your radishes will have already been harvested. This is a fantastic way to get a bonus crop from the exact same footprint, ensuring no space or time is wasted in your garden bed. Think of your garden in 3 dimensions. This is a concept called stacking or layering. When planning your beds, arrange your plants by their mature height. Place tall plants that need full sun, like sunflowers or pole beans, on a trellis at the back or north side. In the middle, plant medium-height crops like peppers or bush beans. Then at the front, fill in with low-growing plants like lettuce, herbs, or marigolds. This tiered design ensures that all plants receive adequate sunlight and creates a lush, full, and incredibly efficient garden. Don't forget about the space underground. Root vegetables are perfect candidates for interplanting. Carrots, beets, and parsnips can be sown in the gaps between rows of leafy greens like lettuce or chard. Since their primary growth is happening beneath the soil surface, they don't compete with their leafy neighbours for sunlight or above-ground space. This allows you to effectively double crop an area, harvesting from both above and below the soil. Companion planting works hand in hand with succession planting for a continuous harvest. As one crop is finishing, its companion can be reaching maturity right beside it, ready to take over the space. For example, you can plant fast-growing lettuce next to young broccoli plants. You'll harvest the lettuce several times before the broccoli needs the room to really spread out. This continuous cycle of planting and harvesting ensures your garden is always productive. Perhaps the most famous example of a self-supporting plant community is the Three Sisters Guild, a traditional planting method used by indigenous peoples. Corn provides a natural trellis for climbing beans. The beans, in turn, are nitrogen fixers, enriching the soil for the heavy-feeding corn. and sprawling squash vines act as a living mulch, shading the ground to conserve moisture and suppress weeds. This is the ultimate goal of companion planting, to create a balanced, synergistic system. So get creative, do some research, and don't be afraid to experiment. You'll soon discover the perfect plant partnerships for your own unique garden. September arrives, and with it, a subtle shift in the air. The intense heat of summer begins to wane, and the days grow shorter. For many, this might feel like the beginning of the end for the garden, but in reality, it's a pivotal month of transition. By mid-September, your prep sets the tone for a productive fall and ensures resilience before frost. It's a time for both harvesting the last of summer's bounty and strategically planting for the cooler months ahead. Your first order of business is to manage the last of your summer crops. Tomatoes, peppers, and squash might still be producing, but their growth will slow as temperatures drop. Harvest them diligently. This is also the perfect opportunity to clear out any plants that are finished. Removing spent vines and foliage is crucial. It helps prevent pests and diseases from overwintering in your garden beds. Think of it as creating a clean slate for your fall planting. This process, known as garden sanitation, is a cornerstone of organic pest management and sets the stage for crop rotation, ensuring you don't plant the same family of crops in the same spot year after year. With some space now cleared, your focus should shift to the soil. Summer crops are heavy feeders and have likely depleted essential nutrients. Now is the time to replenish it. Start by gently loosening the soil with a garden fork to improve aeration without destroying the delicate soil structure. Then it's time to add back the goodness. A generous 2 to 3 inch layer of well-rotted compost is your best friend. It not only provides a slow-release source of nutrients, but also improves soil texture, helping it retain moisture while still allowing for good drainage. If you have a compost pile, this is the moment it truly shines. This soil preparation is non-negotiable for growing strong, healthy fall and winter crops. Now for the exciting part, planting for fall. The cooling soil is ideal for a whole new set of crops. Think leafy greens like spinach, kale, chard, and various lettuces. Root vegetables such as radishes, turnips, and carrots thrive in these conditions, often developing a sweeter flavor after a light frost. Don't forget about brassicas like broccoli and cauliflower, which you can plant as starts for a quicker harvest. When planting, pay close attention to the days to maturity on the seed packet. You'll want to choose varieties that will mature before your area's first hard frost date. A quick online search for your region's average first frost date is an invaluable piece of data for your garden planning. As the weather changes, so do the pest pressures. You might see fewer summer pests, but others, like aphids on your tender new greens or cabbage worms on your brassicas, can become a problem. Stay vigilant and inspect your plants regularly. Floating row covers can be a fantastic physical barrier against these pests from the moment you plant. More importantly, as we move towards the end of the month, the threat of frost becomes real. Be prepared. Have those same row covers, old blankets or cloches ready to protect your tender plants on nights when the forecast dips too low. Setting up simple low tunnels or cold frames now can extend your growing season by weeks or even months. September is a month of proactive gardening. It's about wrapping up one season while enthusiastically kicking off another. The work you put in now, harvesting, cleaning, amending the soil and planting, is an investment. It ensures your garden remains a source of fresh food and enjoyment deep into the fall and sets you up for a successful start next year. Embrace this beautiful transition and your garden will reward you generously. With a little planning, your victory garden thrives well past summer.